Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today I'm reviewing the Nanmu Once and Future King T-Rex. I got this from Everything Dinosaur for about $74.99, and that's the increased price that you have to pay if you want the T-Rex with the base. Without the base it was about $67.99, and again that was from Everything Dinosaur. And that is in Great British Pounds, as I do live in the UK. Now, as you can see, it's a large model, and just give you a bit of a size comparison here for my hand. And I've got not very big hands, but just kind of average, I'd say. It's a large model. You can really feel the heft to it even just by grabbing onto it there. It's a large, bulky model, and it really increases the shelf presence, especially when you have that base, because it kind of tilts upwards like that, and it makes the figure look just so much bigger. Or at least it accentuates the size, the massive size of the figure. Now, this is of course the rival to the movie monster, which is the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. I don't think this is supposed to be that specific T-Rex from Jurassic Park 3, but it has the paint scheme of that, or the colour scheme, you could say, of that dinosaur. And so what I like to do, as you could see on my kind of channel art, you could say, is the on my shelf you could see that this green T-Rex is facing the JP3 Spinosaurus by Nanmu, to kind of pay homage to that rivalry they had in Jurassic Park 3. But anyway, on to the amazing model we have in front of us. Let's take a look firstly at the head sculpt, and to get a better lighting, because there's a lot of keratinous structures and stuff that get in the way, and that kind of the way the head is tilting downwards. I'm going to take this model very carefully off the base, just carefully so that the camera doesn't fall over too. Right, so let's just zoom in. Okay, as you can see on the head, we have some amazing details, especially on that lower jaw. Just amazing fine scale detail. As you can see, as we progress up the lower jaw, you've got some really nice scale variation there, and even some green scales transitioning into that green paint that dominates the upper jaw there. Just amazing fine scale detail that's really shown by the lighter color of the lower jaw, and then it's slightly less apparent on the top because of the darker colors, but still we've got some amazing scale variation. You can definitely see it in the right light that it's really fine scales, and then these really much larger ones up here, and especially on these keratinous structures here, and going around towards the ear region. You can see the ear is sculpted in right there. Really amazing attention to detail when it comes to the head sculpt. And this figure does have an articulated jaw. It opens to just about that wide. It can't open a little bit further than it's supposed to, like the Nanmu Spinosaurus, but it still looks really awesome. As you could see, if we put it on here, it truly looks like a Once and Future King. If I just zoom out a second and kind of place it like that, you can really see that it's a massive showstopper sculpt. Now let's get back to the head sculpt. If I turn it around, you could see that it's a similar, very similar story. You got these really fine scale details on here, on the lower jaw. The teeth, actually, I did want to talk about those. Amazing kind of, what would you say, translucent teeth. Really nice and shiny, kind of dirty looking in a way, which you would expect from a dinosaur that's been rampaging across an island. And you have some amazing shiny gum tissue there, and you can see, if I can get the right light on it, I think you can kind of see it. Yeah, there we go. Some really nice detail inside the mouth there, and the figure does have a nice shiny tongue. If we can get a look at that. Hang on, this is going to be difficult. Let's have a look. There we go. Amazing detail on the tongue as well. You got some nice lines and creases in there of the tongue. And just to give another look at the inside of the mouth, probably better light. Really nice detail in there. You can really get the sense that it's just a bottomless pit of a jaw in there. It's really scary looking as well from the front, which is really good for this, I think, especially as it's primarily, you know, a Jurassic Park movie monster. Now, this is getting heavy to hold in front of the camera because my arms are aching so much. It's a very heavy model, nice and hefty, but as you can see with the articulated jaw, comes with some seams on the bottom. They're not as well hidden as some other Nanmu models like the Spinosaurus, but it's not too noticeable, to be honest. It's at the bottom, so it's not too much of a complaint, if I'm honest with you. And the neck is really, really finely detailed. You got loads and loads and loads of creases in there. Really, really nice stuff, especially at the bottom of the neck. And you got some creases coming along here, and really nice muscle definition from the flexion of the neck as it is turning to its left. Actually, a lot of the dinosaur models that I have reviewed seem to be turning to the left, and I have no idea why this is the case. I think it's just something that dinosaur model sculptors seem to just like. But yeah, some really nice skin wrinkles and folds here, really nice. And I think in some cases you could see some osteoderms on the body, just really scattered osteoderms there, which is really nice, of course. And moving on to the body, you could see that it is just a huge, bulky chonker. Honestly, just look at the amount of muscle you can see on there. Even in the arm, you can see it's just massive muscles there. And from the neck, you can see it comes into this just big, bulky frame. And you can imagine, I say the muscle definition isn't too pronounced here, but what I think I mean is that it's just so bulky. It's such a bulky figure. And I could just give you a view. It's a big, big chunk. As you can see, and we've got the spine. The paint application's got that classic JP green T-Rex stripes there with the dark green alternating with the light green, and then you've got some rows of osteoderms either side of the spine here, and there's one here as well. The legs are really, really amazing. Really amazing. Probably the most impressive dinosaur legs I've ever seen. I know, do not take that the wrong way, it is not a sexual comment, but amazing, amazing legs. As you can see, the top of the leg, the thighs, got some amazing muscle detail there. You got to see just this muscle there at the top, and then a little osteoderm there. But you could see it's got huge muscles, huge calf muscles, and it comes down to the amazing looking detailed and really nicely done scoots on its foot. If I can get the camera to zoom in, and you got, as just like the Nanmu Spinosaurus, some amazing claws as well. Very similar claws to the Nanmu Spinosaurus. Really nicely painted feet, really nicely painted, and then we've got this really long tail. So I can put it back. Actually, no, I'll leave it there because I'm going to review the base on its own, I think. But as you could see, the tail is a long tail, and it really adds to that shelf presence that I said that the figure has. Let me just show it to you there. Really nice. It extends all the way down here, and it kind of turns to the right after, so it kind of negates some of the look of how large it actually is, the tail, but it's actually a really long tail, which is nice. It's a really nicely proportioned figure. So, let's move on to the base. We have a really nice, hefty base, just like the T-Rex, nice and hefty. Nanmu have really done a really good job in making a figure that is just really high quality, especially just with the paint, the details on the figure, and also with the material. It's really heavy stuff. Now with the base, you've got some, with the base detail, you've got some really nice variations in colour. You got some kind of blacks to greys, to some almost bluish colours, and then some browns, some kind of dirt colour, and then even some purples in there. Just some really nice paint application here, and there's some really nice kind of slate-like material that it's made out of. I'm not even sure what kind. It just reminds me of slate, but some really nice rocky strata there. And again, this is the other side, some really nice details on here. And on the bottom, we have the Nanmu logo. Well, yes, I think that's the Nanmu logo, I'm pretty sure it is. But there is also a little peg here, which fits into this hole on the bottom of the right foot. So you just got to find the hole, and then see if you can't get it on the base that way. There we go, just turn a little bit and zoom back out again. No, that's back in, back out again. There we go. Wow, even just reviewing it, I'm just blown away by this. I don't know if it's my favorite model, to be honest, because I do have the massive Ceratosaurus, and I do love my large dinosaur models. And I have got a special one ordered, which will take about a month and a half to even be done, painted and sculpted by a really good artist, Daniel Mendoza. But yeah, it's just amazing model. It's definitely up there with my favorites. This has got to be at least one of the crown jewels of my collection. Really bulky, scary looking T-Rex that is just oozes shelf presence. And as I said, it's with the base from Everything Dinosaur, it costs about $74.99, and without the base it is about $67.99. I think I've remembered the prices correctly. Now, as always, with my last few videos, I've got to do a size comparison, and what better to do that with than with the Nanmu Spinosaurus. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've got it here. So it's, again, just like the Giganotosaurus, it's a decent size, really decent size figure, compared to the Nanmu Spinosaurus. The Nanmu Spinosaurus was never particularly tall, if I can position it like that, and then get the king over here. It's was never a particularly tall figure, and yet even with the with the T-Rex on its base, it's still almost just as tall. So yeah, these are two very large models, but they do go on the shelf extremely well together, I think. Now, if I take this off, and I'll go and get Wilson, the T-Rex from PNSO. Here we are. There's Wilson. So Wilson is a hell of a lot smaller, still a really bulky T-Rex, but of course Wilson is the scientifically accurate version of a T-Rex. I do have, I keep putting it in a place to kind of, there we go, that's a better way to, that's it, right there. Just as I did at the start, overthinking things as usual, but here we are with the comparison with the PNSO T-Rex. Just dwarfs PNSO T-Rex, but still we have a really nice bulky T-Rex in Wilson. It pales in comparison in terms of shelf presence to the Nanmu JP T-Rex. And I should also mention that this, in mentioning Jurassic Park, that this is an unofficial Jurassic Park model, as are all of Nanmu's Jurassic Park models. I do think that it is W Dragon that holds the license, or I think they're losing it pretty soon, or at least they're finishing it soon. So I don't know, or maybe that was Mattel. I'm really not sure which of those companies was was losing the license at some point. Regardless, my point still stands. Nanmu make amazing Jurassic Park models, and the T-Rex Once and Future King is no exception, I think. So that will be it for this review. I do actually want to make one more size comparison, and that is with the, I'll take Wilson away, the Bullyland Triceratops. I got to display a T-Rex with a Triceratops, as they lived in the same time period, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be in Prehistoric Planet as well, and the upcoming scientifically accurate dinosaur documentary, which I'm really excited about watching. But yeah, I got to put a T-Rex with a Triceratops when we're doing model size comparisons. The Bullyland T-Rex is still Bullyland Triceratops, still pretty bulky Triceratops, nicely sized Triceratops, I would say. But yeah, this model just dwarfs everything, most things, except from models from its own creators, which is of course Nanmu. So that will make the review, and I am blown away by this model. I would absolutely recommend it. It's 100% worth the price, especially with that base. It's not too much more than the standard price for the regular Once and Future King T-Rex. I would say go and buy it as soon as you can, if it's not out of stock in the place you usually go to. I think Everything Dinosaur has a few still in stock. I don't think they'll be going out of stock too soon, so yeah, go and get them as soon as you can. But I think they only have the beige yellow version out of stock at the moment, so the green one will still be in stock, and also the grey one too. So yeah, go and get it as soon as you can. It's an amazing model, absolutely 10 out of 10, just like the Spinosaurus from Nanmu. Nanmu is an amazing company, and I definitely will buy their models in the future, although I am more of a scientific accuracy buff, so well, it's rare for me to really praise models like this. It's strange, but yeah, it's just an amazing model, and it's an exception. Whenever there's an exceptional model like this, my love for scientific accuracy goes out the window, because it's just a celebration of well, I wouldn't say it's a celebration of dinosaurs, but it's a part of dinosaur culture, you could say, because most people, when they think of T-Rex, I think will think about the Jurassic Park T-Rex. So that will make the review. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.